The Battlefield 2042 launch hasn't been great, and now it's basically confirmed it hasn't been great because there's some shakeup happening at EA and DICE concerning the development of the Battlefield franchise and the Battlefield franchise as a whole. GameSpot has a big article on all of it that you can read, but let's talk about one of the biggest movements here. Vince Zampella, the co-creator of the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare series and the creator of Titanfall and Apex Legends, is now the leader of the entire Battlefield franchise. Yeah, didn't see that one coming. I did not predict that. So, I don't know if I classify this as a good move by EA. It feels more like it's a shrewd or even necessary move, to be honest. Like, Battlefield 2042 was supposed to be a major installment of the franchise. This wasn't some mobile game. This was the next entry, the next major entry, and it flopped. It's no surprise that when your flagship franchise completely whiffs, somebody's got to go. Like, this is as bad as like a poor NFL or NBA season, right? Somebody's got to go. Most of the time, it's not the players. In this case, you know it's not going to be the EA executives. Thankfully, no one was officially fired, and rightfully so, because I don't put the majority of the blame on DICE for what Battlefield 2042 is. EA executives definitely gave them something to strive for that wasn't Battlefield at its core, and DICE had to do something with it. Now, we could certainly blame DICE for some of the execution for it. Absolutely. Bugs, all that stuff, tonality stuff, all that stuff. Yes, that is DICE. So I get that. But if you're going to restructure a bit, then putting Vince Zampella at the helm, it's not a bad call. Everything Vince Zampella has created on a major scale with resources has done well. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, let alone the entire Modern Warfare franchise before the reboot. And then when he leaves Activision, he creates Titanfall. It's not a stellar game, but it does well. And then Titanfall 2 is regarded as having a great story. But, of course, EA partially sent Titanfall 2 to its grave, releasing it next to Battlefield. And then he creates Apex Legends, to the surprise of all of us. And it does very well. This is going to be a challenge, though. Battlefield has already lost some of its identity with Battlefield 2042. The initial concept with all the no-pat stuff, it's fine. I get it. But the specialists are tonally out of place. The Santa Claus skins are tonally out of place. Vince Zampella has the task of taking something that's already dissonant with its roots and then turning it into something that can work. And then on top of that, making sure every other Battlefield creation after that goes back to what Battlefield is about. I don't doubt he can do that. Listen, he's a professional. He co-created Call of Duty Modern Warfare, made Titanfall, similar DNA, but's different, helmed Apex Legends, which has less in common with Call of Duty and Titanfall in terms of how it plays and the fact that it's a battle royale. I believe he has the ability to look at Battlefield and shape it into something that is viable for today, but still keeping what has made the franchise great in the first place. I don't have any doubt about that. I think that's also why EA decided to give him the responsibility to oversee the franchise. However, here's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the EA executives and what they want to do with Zampella at the top. Tom Henderson, he's a Battlefield leaker, typically puts his stuff on Twitter. Earlier, I think a couple of months ago in October, he said that the EA executives were looking for Battlefield 2042 to be more like Call of Duty 2019, particularly when it comes to the creation of specialists. If EA execs are leaning into what makes other games great and not what makes Battlefield great and what can make Battlefield money, then the concern needs to be about whether EA execs are going to pressure Zampella to make Battlefield more like Call of Duty, since, you know, he's the one that started what we see of Call of Duty now. Now, I want you to be aware of how you go about what you're going to read and hear about in the future. Before you start laying blame at the feet of Zampella for the directions Battlefield will be going, remember, he just took this gig. If he just took this gig, It means a lot of his talk about Battlefield Mobile and a Battlefield universe are decisions that were already made by EA executives. EA put Zampella in charge to make sure that what is made well. So when you read these quotes from Zampella, understand how the game works. They're having him talk about it because he's now the face of the franchise. But EA also expects that because Zampella is talking about it, people will accept it more and be okay with it. So from this moment on, we're watching what Zampella does with the hand that he's been given. I'm betting he'll make it good, but we'll have to see. Because Zampella is working with a house of cards right now, and he's expected to turn it into a brick house. So I'd say, as we watch all of this unfold, don't immediately destroy Zampella. I hope that he could turn Battlefield 2042 around and put the entire franchise back on track. But when you start from the lowest point, yes, all you can do is go up, but this is a very heavy weight to pull. How do you feel about Vince Zampella leading the Battlefield franchise now? What are your concerns? What are you excited about? Let's talk about it in the comments. Tap whatever thumb you want and remember to subscribe because I will be covering more of Battlefield 2042 and the franchise and would love to talk with y'all about it. My name is Anthony Shelton. I'll talk to you later.